It's been very quiet on the Thunderbolts front, wouldn't you say? Other than the confirmation after a pretty significant leak, we still know very little about the future of this villain slash anti-hero team. Is that a good way to put them? Yeah, they're coming. We know Thunderbolts is happening. We know Marvel Studios is looking to build their own version of the Suicide Squad, for lack of a better term. But again, we know so little in terms of what comes next. Now, of course, a big piece of this puzzle was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and of course, Black Widow. And this was the debut of Valentina, who of course has connections to the Thunderbolts, but also the likes of Hydra and so forth. And we saw that she was assembling her own team. Well, recently the actress who plays her, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, talked a little bit about the plans of what happens next. And she did confirm that there are multiple plans in the works, but she obviously cannot talk about them. And she says that originally, the character was supposed to be a little bit more quirky and weird looking, and that there was almost supposed to be a funny element to what she was gonna look like. But they decided to take it in a little bit more serious direction and ended up just kind of making her look like a, well, female Nick Fury, if you will. Somebody that clearly has some sort of motive that we don't know. And she says that it's not very clear whether she's a good guy or a bad guy per se, because that remains to be seen, but she believes that she's gonna operate in the gray zone, and that this is where the strength and the storytelling will come as it relates to the character. And I think that this is honestly a smart way to handle this and a good way to handle this, because if you just straight up make her a villain, then that automatically takes somebody who had somewhat of a redemption arc at the end. Not a full one, but somebody like John Walker, who had a slight redemption arc, and makes them out to be a complete idiot. And who knows who else they add to the team? Did they add Frank Castle in? Well, he's also not a villain, so he's got to be an anti-hero. So I kind of get what she's saying with the whole operate in the gray area, because that really does make sense. And that's, in my opinion, the best course of action and how they should have always positioned themselves to do this. And maybe through the hero's point of view, yeah, she is a villain. But again, villains, at least well-written ones, always have a point of view that you can look at and go, I get what they're doing and why they're doing it. So if they can manage to get that balance in there, I think people will be real happy. So yeah, Valentina, we'll be seeing her soon. Let's just hope they handle it correctly and not super comedically.